Hey y'all, this is how to complete the supervisor side of your staff assessments. Just navigate to www.paycomonline.com and click on the customer button. The client code is 0D238 if you're with the Austin Stone Community Church. It is 0D236 if you're with Unison or for the city. Just type that in and type in your login information or fake login information. Alright, here is your main page. To find the assessments, you can either navigate via the performance and compensation management link here and then down to the dashboard, or you can go to the notification center where it's got my one pending assessment and click on that for review. Here's the dashboard, and there is my one employee that has completed their assessment and is pending review by me, the manager. I just click on the assessment. Now, if you remember from your own assessment, the rating scale is at the top. Feel free to extend it to be reminded or keep it small so it's not taking up your space. This looks precisely like your own assessment, however, it's just got responses filled in. Please remember in this time just grace and general love and desire to develop your staff as peoples and sons and daughters of God, but not just employees who work here. You'll see each section for competencies. This one, for example, is excellence in general skills, and we're talking about quality of work, and here is the question or statement that the employee was responding to. Here is their rating on themselves, and if they had any responses that they wanted to include, you will find that here. So as the supervisor, I'm going to give them my own rating and give any additional responses, and these will be responses that will be accessible to the employee, but also will help you when you meet individually with the employee and talk about their skills and where they're at and where their heart is. So feel free to make it as long or as short as need be, but just any additional feedback is really helpful. So you go through each section and fill out just like you did this one. Go through excellence in general skills, excellence in leadership development. And here's the excellence in accomplishing role-specific goals and expectations for team success. These are the 3 prior goals that the employee referred back to. And then here is their self-assessment on the various topics. Different rating scale, so please remember that. And then there is a supervisor only summer rating. We are not able to order what you see on the screen, so I highly recommend saving this one response for the end. Otherwise it's fairly confusing. If you skip down to the review questions, there will be the responses to successes and struggles, and then their responses to how they're developing leaders and who they're investing in. The response order is a little different than the compensation. Compensation, the employee's response was right here, and then the manager's response. Here it's switched. You have the manager's response, but you can see the employee answer here. There is no rating scale for questions like this. At the bottom, I just scrolled completely past, is are 3 supervisor-only summary questions. You have key strengths for employee to build on, key areas for employee to improve, and then the additional feedback. And here under the additional feedback, we ask you to also provide 2 to 3 goals or expectations for the next assessment period. And I'm going to give you instructions on how to complete that in a minute. It's a little awkward, to say the least. And then I'm going to scroll back up to the prior supervisor-only summary rating, not just an open-ended question, but an actual rating, and provide the rating I would give my employee, and then provide them with any additional responses and feedback based on the 3 questions that I just answered. When this is completed, scrolling to the bottom, I can include any additional notes that I want. However, when I am done, I am going to type in my name as the supervisor and put the date. If I have any additional documentation that I do want to upload for the employee, I can do that as well. And then, just in case you're curious, if you're uploading documents, upload private is so the employee cannot see it, upload public is so the employee can see it. I can save changes if I want to come back to what I've been working on. Otherwise, I'm going to send to next level. I'm going to select approved because I am done. And I agree with their assessment plus my feedback. And then I'm going to select Amberly Carter for the next reviewer so that she can finalize anything. You can include notes, but there's typically not anything to include. And then you hit submit. And you think you're done, however, we need to do goals. I have not figured out how to assign goals from the supervisor page, but the way to do that through the employee page is very simple. However, I would suggest that when you meet with your employee, you sit down together in front of a computer and do this together, or you create the goals and ensure that they actually enter them. Let me show you mine. After the employee logs in, they can request goals down here under My Performance, or go over here to My Performance and request a goals. You create a simple group name. I called mine Goals and nothing special. Added the new group, and then I'm going to My Goals, and here's where I'm actually assigning myself goals. And it's lost. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, let's see if we can find this together. Yeah, back to creating better goals. So under request goals, add performance goals, and we're going to type in a new performance goals. Oops. And I want to have a due date, and I want it completed by mid-April. Add new goal. Now that's the employee completing the goal. And if you go back to your supervisor page, if you go under performance and compensation management, you will see this approve goals section. Click on manage, when you see the goals, and either you can make comments and approve or deny, but your employee should be filling out the same goals that you've created for them, and you can just approve. And that's it. That's how you approve goals. And that's how you submit assessments.